Alright, so I got these two out. I already did the other fuel rail. All I did was took the harness off. You just have like these two little squeeze clips right here. Pull the connectors off of here. Just squeeze the tabs, pull them off. So I'm going to show you how to pull these out. This is the way I like to do it. Do whatever is comfortable for you. Typically I like to get a screwdriver, pop one side, and pop the other, and they come right out. Here comes one of the harder parts, is getting these out. These O-rings are super tight. More than likely the O-ring is going to stay in here. Pull it out. Next, get a rag. I'm going to wipe that off. Be prepared for fuel to come out. It's a fuel rail. I'm going to clean it. Grab a new injector. This is what the new injector comes with. Like I said, it comes with everything, and it said that it didn't, but it did. So that is good. That way we have extras in case something breaks, something gets lost, whatever. Try to show y'all this up close. Let's see if it'll focus. Alright. Right here, there's the ridge right underneath that silver part. This is flush on the outside where the numbers are. On the other side is where this goes. Push that in like that, and then you can use edge of a table or something and push down, and they click. Next, we're going to, here I get in your view a little bit better, but put a little bit of lube on the O-ring. Don't have to be much, just enough to lube it up. Then you want to make sure you go the right way. On this one, the notches will line up on the piece you just installed with the notches on the fuel rail. Getting them in isn't hard. This is the hard part. So the hard part is putting on the new rail piece clip. Those can be really stiff to put on, and sorry, I sat it down and I don't know which one was the new or old one. I think this is the new one. Yep, it's showing. There is a notch cut out right here. That goes under the connector piece. So it's going to go in this way. And I'll show you on the other fuel rail here in a minute. But the way I like to do this, put it in on one side, and then you're going to want to kind of pull up and push this way at the same time. These can be extremely difficult to do. It's harder to put it in on this side first just because of where the connector is. So I want to push up. You get it clipped around the bottom and the injector isn't all the way in yet. That's kind of what I'll do. And then I'll get and push on the piece that we put on the injector and knock it back the other way. Didn't work, but that's typically how I do it. You just have to play with it, see what works for you. But I found that to be the easiest solution for me. Alright, there it went. It clicked in all the way. And then now I'm going to rotate the injector piece. And getting it to hold is not an easy task either, because I ain't trying to put too much pressure on here, but I got to put enough to hold it while I tap this in place. Oh, there it went. You can see it's a little loose now. That's what you want. You want it to have a little bit of movement. So that is pretty much putting that on. I'll show y'all one more time. Like I said, it's something you have to play with. Put that little piece on. Oop, glove got in the way. Push down, it snaps. And if you've ever done these, you know what I mean about how hard these are to clip in. A little bit of lube on that, walk it in, clip. This one is going to be a little bit harder because these two are close to the wire hold downs. So you will have that struggle as well. Get down on there. Let's see if I can. My hands are slippery from the grease I put on there. Alright. That side in. Actually clipped in on the harder side first that time. There we go. That one went a little smoother. Alright, let's go ahead and show you the third one just for good measure. Clip. C-clip. Push it in. Alright. Lube up your O-ring. Wipe off the excess if you got any. I just walk them down in there real easy. If I can push this one on, kind of like I did the other one. Sorta. This one has to come up a good bit. Yeah, that one is being a little bit more difficult. Just don't break your injector. Okay, I think that one went a little better that time. There it went. Okay. And we're going to put this. I hope you got it the right way. Yeah, I'm videoing.
I have to delete what the hell.
Just edit. So. Alright, and then that's it. Now we can go start putting it all back together. Alright, so figure I would show y'all how to change these seals if you're just changing the seals too. Just easy. So you can get a razor blade or something, cut these old Teflon seals out. Then you get the new ones, and you're going to need one of these little kits right here. They make two different kind. I don't have the other kind that goes over the injector right here. Like it goes all the way up to there. Then it has another one that just goes up to that. I just have the one that's the same size as the injector. You can, if I can show y'all right, see how it's the same size, and it's got a little cutout for a little tip that's inside of here. And it's blurry right there. You see that little tip? That piece right here just goes, sits up against it. Then you get your seal, and you're just going to slide it over here and push it onto the grooves. You got two seals, you want to do it, and then once you have both seals on, or you can do one at a time, either one. You got this tool. You got 1 and 2. 1 goes on first, just push it up, let it sit for a couple seconds, maybe a minute, for about a minute, then you take it off, and you're going to slide the number 2 on there and let it sit for another minute, and then whenever you take it off, it resizes these Teflon seals. That's basically all it is. It's pretty simple, but you can normally get one of these little kits right here for $50, maybe $100 for a really good name brand one. But I got this one right here. I'll put a link up on Amazon. I think I got this one from Amazon, but I'll put a link up there for y'all so y'all can check that out if that's what y'all want to do. But either way, what I'm doing, you still will have to do this to pull the injectors out. Instead of pulling the injectors off the fuel rail, though, you can leave them on and do this step on the fuel rail, so you're not having to change out all the seals if you don't want to. We're going to start putting everything back on, and remember, you always want to do this side, your passenger side, if it's just a regular longitudinal engine, or if it's a transverse engine, it's normally going to be the one closest to the firewall. Do that one first, just because it sits down, swoops in, and then the other one will kind of go in a little easier, in my experience. So instead of me showing y'all all this stuff of me putting them in and struggling and stuff, because it does take some maneuvering to get them down in there, I'm going to put them in, and then when I get ready to torque them down, put them all in, I will come back, give you torque specs, and show me torquing them down. Alright, so I'm getting ready to torque them down. Took longer than it should to put these in. They're a pain in the butt, like I said before, but I've already got them down the first pass. Supposed to torque on first pass to 107 inch-pounds. Then after that, you go to 17 foot-pounds. So 107 inch, then 17 foot-pounds. Got this right here, and I'm going to do each one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to do the same thing to this one. I like to go alternate on. I don't like going in a straight line. My big light. Alright, and there we go. That was the 17 foot-pounds. Now we can start to put everything back together. Like I said, if you want to do intake gasket, you can. I looked at this one. This one seems to be in good shape. No hard spots on the rubber, any of that stuff. Cleaned it up, make sure nothing's cracked, the rubber's not separating from the plastic, or any of that stuff like that, because that will cause leaks and we don't want that. But just inspect it really good, because you do not want to have to pull your intake back off, which, I mean, on this one, it's a pretty easy task, nothing crazy. but I'm going to put the fuel rail pieces back on. Going to put the connectors back on, and we're going to put that little piece in the back on. So, not going to show all that. I'll show the torque of the intake whenever I finish it and give you that, and then we'll close out the video. Now we're going to torque the intake. Torques to 18 foot-pounds. It says to torque it down to 18, then go back and retorque it. Is what it says in factory data. So it says torque it to 18. Get my small torque wrench. Two, and once we go in a specific sequence, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it's still loose. Go. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get on there. 6. There we go. Now we just got to finish putting all the airbox and all that stuff back in, and I'm going to see if I can find him a little 10mm to put in here too. That way he just has it so it's more secure. Alright, so we're in the truck, got everything put back together, and what you want to do is cycle it on. You're going to let it prime a little bit. It says for about 2 to 3 seconds. And turn it back off. Wait about 10 seconds to do this. It says you do that to wait about 10 seconds because you want it to activate the fuel pump again. Sometimes it won't let it activate if you don't do that, but then we're going to go back in, cycle it on, and then we're going to crank it up. And we're going to let it run. I do have to clear out the check engine light on this. As you can see, it's right there. And this truck does have 186,000 miles, but she is running a lot better than she was. She did have a really bad misfire. But that's pretty much putting injectors in one of these. Hardest thing is getting injectors back in the cylinders and getting those little clips on. But if y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comment section. I'll get to them as soon as possible. Also, thank you for all your likes, subscribes, and notifications and stuff. Comments, that helps out a lot. And y'all remember, torque is tight. Y'all have a great day.